Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB, and what a performance. This is what we call Barcelona. This is what we've come to expect. And if you're not expecting anything other than a happy podcast today, then you are not wrong, because this is brilliant. Now, before the game, it was dubbed as a real season-defining moment. These were the games that Barca need to turn up in. There was a lot of speculation, of course, all of last week. A lot of speculation coming into the game that on Monday, Luis Enrique would resign. What absolute rubbish. Luis Enrique has not given up, and neither of the players. If that is a side that are hating their manager, and if that is a side that doesn't want to be there, then really more teams need to be like that, because that was brilliant tonight. They showed they wanted it, they showed they needed it, and they produced a performance which they should be proud of, and they certainly made me proud of, and everyone connected with Barca tonight, because that was pure football. The first half was 45 minutes of absolute brilliance, and I really do mean that, because what we did on that pitch in the first half was not let Atlético play at all. We matched them 100%. We were physical in the tackle. The tempo was excellent. Our passing was crisp. And it was the Barcelona that you come to expect. It was that sort of performance which made you sit up in your seat and think, you know what, I'm alive here. I'm watching something that is really, really impressive. And we got that feeling from you. And right from the first kick-off, the Camp Nou was in good voice. The fans were in good faith. Everyone was nice and positive. And every single player on that pitch today did their job. They were 100% committed to the cause. And there was things in there which the players deserve massive credit for, and there was things in there as well which have clearly been perfected on the training ground that you have to give Luis Enrique credit for. Now, you might not be a big Luis Enrique fan, but tonight the things that I would credit him for is, number one, the lineup. He did what he hasn't done all season. He repeated a lineup, and what he did was he didn't spring any surprises on us. He stuck to the basics, he picked his best team, he picked the right players, and everything went smoothly for him. And the second thing, and the biggest thing for me, is the set pieces. You cannot turn up at a football match and just mark set pieces on the day. It's got to be done on the training ground. You've got to really practice that. And every single set piece today, we were strong. Our line was very, very good. We were very, very organised. Every player knew their job, and we dealt with them expertly. Atlético Madrid are the best in the world at scoring goals from set pieces and from crosses. And every single ball that came into that box tonight, we dealt with, and we dealt with it really, really well. And that was really impressive to see, because that's something that in the past we've particularly struggled with. Even in our most successful years, we have not been able to deal with high balls into the box. Tonight, that wasn't an issue. We were outstanding, and that's a really, really positive thing to keep in our minds. Other than that, though, what a performance from the players. The players went out there and they said, look, you know, we're wearing the Barcelona shirt, we're proud to be wearing that, and we're going to go out there tonight and show the fans that we are committed to the cause, and we're not going to give up. The season is not over here, and we're going to prove that. And going from the back, Claudio Bravo to start with, didn't have an awful lot to do, couldn't really do much about the penalty, which I'll come on to in a minute. But other than that, he was strong, he was assured. There was a moment in the last few minutes, he came out for a cross, didn't really get near it, but Claudio Bravo, as always, pretty assured between the goals. Right back, Dani Alves. Now, a lot of criticism going his way this season, and rightly so at times, but tonight he was really good. He showed what we know he can bring, that energy up and down the right-hand side. His final ball was better tonight. He tracked back well, he timed his tackles well, and as always from Dani Alves, in these big games, you get that passion, and I saw that tonight from a good number of players. They had that passion, they wanted to go and win the ball back, the intensity was good from them, and I was really impressed with him tonight. Same goes for Jordi Alba. Every single 50-50 ball that went in for Jordi Alba, he got there every single time. Even when he wasn't favourite, he made himself favourite, and he was excellent down that left-hand side. Again, gave us real energy, real force down that left, and he was excellent. Centre-backs. Interesting decision to go with Mascherano at centre-back alongside Gerard Piqué, and it worked really well. Gerard Piqué stuck to Mario Mandzukic, and Mascherano dealt with coming deeper a little bit and sometimes marking the runs of Antoine Griezmann. He also closed down Arda Turan when he got in dangerous areas, and they both did really well. Gerard Piqué, excellent in the air tonight. He commanded his box. He did everything he needed to do. And I saw tonight something from Gerard Piqué which I've not really seen in many games before, and that's leadership. He did show that leadership tonight. You've seen him a few times organising the line, showing everyone where they needed to be, and that's what we need. We've lost a great leader in Carlos Puyol. We need someone to step up, and we need some people to start really putting in those performances, and Gerard Piqué was excellent tonight alongside Mascherano. And that's another thing you've got to give Luis Enrique credit for, guys. Gerard Piqué is coming into the best of his form now. We're seeing the best of him. We're seeing him rediscovered, and that has to go down to Luis Enrique. He's obviously had a word in his ear. He's made him feel loved, and Gerard Piqué is certainly responding to that. And tonight, he was really, really good. And let's face it, guys, if it wasn't for a slightly dubious penalty, we'd be walking away tonight with a clean sheet, and we really should have done, because I think the penalty was a really, really arguable one. It was very, very slight contact, massive exaggeration from Jesus Gomez, the Atlético player. I don't think Lionel Messi made much contact. What you will have to say, though, is it does even itself up. You know, in the second goal of our game, you know, Lionel Messi does appear to strike the ball with his hand, not his hand, his arm, on his shoulder. So in some ways you could say that even the game up, but there was another, you know, it was a really, really dubious penalty, and we really should be walking away tonight with a clean sheet, because the defence are outstanding, and that has been the case for a lot of this season, and it's not really being given enough credit for. So onto the midfield now. Again, Sergio Busquets and Iniesta. We haven't seen the best of those two this season. Two players who have really high quality, we know that, but they haven't quite given us enough. Tonight we saw it. Every single ball that was loose seemed to end up on Sergio Busquets' boot. It was like a magnet. Every ball went to him. He collected it. His touch was excellent, and he gave it. It was nothing around. He wasn't, you know, dilly-dallying on the ball. It was quick play. He was starting the attacks. He was keeping the tempo up, and he played really well tonight. Iniesta, coming back to his best for me. Tonight he made some brilliant touches. He made those dribbles, those mazy runs. He drew some very important fouls when he's got his back to goal, when he wants to ease the pressure on his team. That's exactly what he does, and tonight he did that really well, and I was impressed with Iniesta. One person that deserves a special mention in that midfield, because this midfield has been really, really criticised this season. There's been a lot of people who are not happy with the way our midfield are performing, myself included. But tonight, Ivan Rakitic was absolutely outstanding. He ran, and he ran, and he ran, and he ran. But what he also did, he's not just a runner, he's a technical player, and you saw with Lionel Messi's third goal, and indeed the first goal as well, he's got that awareness. He can pick a pass, and he's very, very technically very good. He knows what's going on around him. His football brain is excellent, and tonight we saw the very, very best of Ivan Rakitic. He was very, very good in terms of his running, but what he also did was make those key passes in the final third, and I thought he had an excellent game. And when he came off to that standing ovation, that should really have warmed him, because he earned that tonight. He deserved that recognition from the fans, and I'm really, really glad that Luis Enrique decided to pick him in a big game, and hopefully now in the big games in the rest of the season, Luis Enrique continues to trust him, because Rakitic can get better and better and better, and it's a huge, huge game for him. Now on to the big one. The big, big question. Are the front three going to turn up? Are they going to announce themselves? Are they going to become the force we expect them to be? Yes. Yes, they are. They're going to become the deadly trio. That's what they are. Neymar, Suarez and Messi, they've all got something different. They all bring something different to the field. And tonight we saw every single aspect of that put together. They were a team tonight. They weren't just individuals. They played like a team. And in my preview I said I wanted them to move around. I wanted them to be agile. I wanted them to move around in different positions and show themselves for the ball. They did that tonight. Lionel Messi was on the right. He was on the left. He was down the middle. Suarez was tracking back. Everyone was working hard. They were making themselves available for the ball, and we saw the best of that, because those three in tandem were outstanding. They all were absolutely brilliant. Neymar, in terms of his dribbling, in terms of his picking the ball up in tight areas, drawing fouls, he really exposed Atletico Madrid's defence tonight. We completely obliterated their midfield with Lionel Messi and Neymar, you know, running deep, and those two are outstanding. And then at the end of it, you want your striker. You want him to collect the ball. You want him to be in the right areas. You want him to make those runs, stretch the defence, and he did that tonight. And when he had that chance in front of goal, Lionel Messi slipped the ball through, and there was never a doubt. There has been a doubt in recent weeks. You thought, will Luis Suarez score? Tonight there was no doubt. You thought he's going to score in the back of the net, and what a moment that was. It was an emotional moment, because it was everything that we've waited for all season long coming together, and it was incredible to watch. It was just sat there and you were thinking, come on, this is it. This is the moment. This is the moment MSN announces himself, and they did, and it was brilliant. And then the three of them running off celebrating after Messi's goal. Wow, it's brilliant. And just to talk about it in the game, I'm sure you're all sitting there, you know, looking through this video, reading the comments, and it's just so exciting, isn't it? You're looking at this team now and you're thinking, if they can play like that 1 week, what can they achieve this season? Because there's absolutely no doubt in the players we've got. Luis Enrique clearly does have ideas. We're starting to implement them now. He needs to get a consistent team going. Clearly there are some problems in the team, but we are addressing them. And tonight the performance is outstanding, and I just feel that if we can get that level of intensity every single single week. And if they can play with that sort of, courage every week, we can really go somewhere. The goals tonight were simply incredible. Lionel Messi deserves a special mention. He took the game by the scruff of its neck. He took the game to Atlético Madrid. He didn't let them settle. He was weaving in and out. He was picking up the ball from deep. He was driving down that right-hand side, cutting back in on his left foot. He deserved more than one goal tonight, but it doesn't even matter. We won the game, and that's all that'll matter to him, and he was outstanding along with every single other player. So a massive well done to Barcelona today. They were outstanding. Leave your thoughts down below. What did you make of the game? I am buzzing, as you've probably noticed, so let's leave this video here. There's a lot more I'll say tomorrow, but wow, what a performance and what a win. I'll see you very soon, and until then, Visca el Barça! Barça! Barça!